I love that the teaching profession is getting the respect they deserve. We have very hardworking teachers, and it's amazing to me that we've got um, some people out there going, "Oh my gosh, we really miss you," and we didn't realize the challenge you had.
So, Terry, let's start off first. Introduce yourself and maybe just share a little bit of background about your district, how many sites you have, how many teachers and staff.
So my name is Terri Meier. I'm the Director of Education Technology for Rio Rancho Public Schools. We are the third largest district in New Mexico, roughly 18,000 students and roughly 2,000 teachers. We have 21 sites, and of those 21 sites, I have 17 education technology specialists help us with the integration of technology and professional learning on site and before and after school and videos and things like that. So we're very fortunate to have one of those in every site to help us with PD.
Great. So, let's talk a little bit about how you've done professional development traditionally. So, before the pandemic, before the situation at hand, and before you started working with Aludo, what was a typical approach for professional development that you use throughout the district?
So of course, we have in-service days where we do a type of rotation for teachers where they get to choose their own learning. We've done a lot of conferences. I host a huge conference every summer that they get to choose their own learning. We also do a couple of major in-service days that's focused completely on technology, and all the rotations are choice-based, and they go to what they need to learn about. The ed techs and I are all certified trainers, and we train in person. We have done a lot of screencastify videos to help people, but we haven't really moved into the online area until we got Aludo. We've mostly been doing in person, before and after school, on demand. We go to a lot of team meetings. We go to a lot of like site-based things. We go to staff meetings. We just present whenever we're invited, basically. We try to squeeze in here and there. We try to integrate, like we're modeling how to integrate technology. So if they're having a C&I meeting, they're inviting me to the meeting and I'm teaching principals at the same time. So that's what we've been doing currently. And we've been very fortunate that we have that many trainers in the district that can do these things. It's been actually, we're actually pretty good in professional learning, but this came at a great time for us because we all had to go home. And so having this platform come available at this particular moment has really helped our district because we wouldn't have been able to get this ready in time to send out to staff members this fast. That's been
Yeah. So, we'll talk a little bit about that. I've got an echo, Damon. Do you have that on your end? No. So what? So we talked for probably about a year before we actually launched Spark. You have an amazing team there that you work with, your coaches and instructional technology folks, and you had a vision. And so we had an idea of bringing online professional development to your teachers, bringing choice to the district as far as PD online, and we had a timeline. So you have this large PD conference, Tech Time, in June. So when we originally started working in January, February timeframe, the the idea was we were going to launch it at Tech Time, but then some things shifted.
You froze for a second. Lost you guys. Sorry about that.
We lost your video, Terry.
You did. You lost the whole me. I had to refresh. There we go. Okay.
So
sorry.
No, you're good.
The beauty of videos.
Right. So when we originally were talking about launching your program on Aludo, the timeline was June, and we were going to roll it out at Tech Time. So let's talk a little bit about what happened between what we had planned and where we are now, and the accelerated launch, and how you work through that with your team and rolling that out with your teachers.
We were planning and going along just fine. And we had how many more months out before we started? Probably 4 months out, 3 months out, that we were going to launch a Ludo at Tech Time, my big conference. Have 300 people from Rio Rancho come. And I was going to launch it then, and was real excited about it. Bought the prizes and whatnot for Tech Time, and they're sitting in my office. And then, of course, this pandemic hit, and we had to shift all our focus to how do we support teachers online, and how do we support them when they go home. And this new feeling of they're frustrated. They've never done it before. They're scared to death. What is distance learning? How does it look like? What can we do? They're very nervous, and so a lot of our traditional teachers, this is very hard for them. And so we're using Google Classroom, which we've been using for 4 years, but we still had probably 1% that have never even used any kind of online way of interacting with their students. So we're struggling with those teachers that had never gotten on board, have just been like reluctant. And so what can we give them quickly in the midst of us giving out Chromebooks and Wi-Fi when we're so busy doing this? What can we provide for them so they have the support they need to plan for digital learning without having us available? So basically, my ed techs have not been available right now. We've been working on Chromebooks and Wi-Fi, getting it ready for our students, and our teachers have kind of been on their own. And so what can we give them to do this? And the Ludo, we launched it at the right moment. We literally launched it the Friday before, the 2 Fridays before. We've had it open for 2 weeks. Am I right?
Nearly 4 now.
Oh, 4 weeks. So we launched it 4 weeks ago, but we didn't start online learning with our students till April 13th. And so we launched it right at the right moment for our teachers to get online and do some training before we actually had our students working with the teachers. And I have gotten so many compliments of, thank goodness you did this, Terri. I don't know where I would have been. I don't know if we could have done Google Classroom had I not had this training. And it's a one-stop shop for them. Like, we have tons of training out there, but being able to go in and work through it and skip around to what they need. I will tell you that one of our biggest hits is Google Classroom and Screencastify. Those are the 2 trainings that my teachers are just going there constantly because of things they need. So when we were writing our continuous learning plan, we were putting in there constantly that we're going to be using the Ludo for our delivering of professional learning for our teachers, so they can get ready to do this. So Rio Rancho did a really good thing of waiting till the kids came online. And so our kids had spring break and probably 2 weeks time before we had 3 weeks of no kids until we started online learning. And that probably really helped them the most. And it helped alleviate some of those fears. And now that our Chromebooks are out and our Wi-Fi is going, now our ed techs are back, and we can help those teachers that need more face-to-face, more one-to-one. And it's not quite as overwhelming because they've helped themselves grow in their professional learning without us. And it actually forced them to do it. I think that sometimes when you're in a district and you have somebody in your campus that can always answer your questions, you rely on them instead of finding the answers for yourself. And this actually forced them, I don't know if that's the right word, but they are learning on their own, and they're seeking that information. It's actually fabulous. For the tech world, it's exciting to me because I'm having people use all the stuff we've been training for 4 years. They're actually using it. They're excited about it. They're doing crazy things, of course, but they're excited about it, and they're watching the professional learning getting better with it. And it's really been powerful. It's probably one of the best things we've done. It's right up there with the other stuff we've been doing, but that one's right up there with successful part of it. Dr. Cleveland, our superintendent, has been just like, this is amazing. And I have lots of leaders doing it to show that it's easy to do and modeling it. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty fun.
I think that's fantastic that you have brought the leadership into the conversation. So many times when we work with school districts, the use of the platform sometimes is at a lower level within a school, or it sits maybe within a department or division and isn't necessarily exposed district-wide. And when the leadership get on board and they truly understand that the content that you can train on is unlimited within the Ludo, they get really excited about it, and then sometimes it's like, "Oh,